College is such an essential and transitional period for so many people, but in the midst of stress and exams, it's easy to lose sight of what we're really here for in the first place. This series is to document lessons I learned navigating college as an undergraduate engineering student.
Making major life decisions is hard.
I treat every morning as a precious opportunity to set the tone for the day. I hydrate, I take my productivity drink either directly or with matcha. I've been feeling so much more productive with Magic Mind in my mornings. After I write my to-do list and time block my day, I'm out the door headed for lectures. One of the biggest lessons I learned from first year is not to follow my given university schedule. Pick and choose to go to classes where you actually learn during lecture, and you can't study the content without attending class. You should also tailor the way you take or don't take notes depending on the class and the professor's teaching style. In philosophy and bio, I type my notes with the slides open on the side, whereas for electromagnetism, stats, and quantum physics, I'll definitely handwrite. I used to view lectures as the center of my day until now. I just see lectures as a chill hour to supplement my learning, since it's literally just listening to one person talk for an hour or two. If my lecture breaks don't line up with my friends, I'll find somewhere on campus to study for an hour or two. It's honestly been so nice doing things alone. When you first get here to college, it might feel awkward sitting alone at cafes and being a single entity in charge of all aspects of your life, but the freedom is unparalleled once you embrace it and romanticize it. Also, it's really nice to explore different spaces and buildings on the university campus. I feel like there are so many study spots that nobody has really discovered, and choosing a place to work is kind of one of the best parts of studying. On the weekends, my friends and I also like to explore cafes and libraries around the city. There are so many factors that play into whether we like a cafe or not. After a year and a half of being a college student, the perfect cafe we've narrowed down to having comfortable seats, warm lighting, multiple outlets, and background music that is actually in the background. I'm kind of worried because I have my electromagnetism midterm tomorrow and I'm low-key stressed. It's already 12:17 a.m. The exam is worth 30%, so the stakes are really high. I've been doing past problems, past exams, and a lot of homework problems. I mean, I feel like I've done so much work, except I still feel like I don't know anything. I tend to feel like this in the moment where I have done so much, and then when I actually write the exam, it does all come back to me. But I think my head has been muddled for doing so many problems all at once that I just can't grasp it from my brain right now. That is gonna be an issue, except I'm gonna test myself now and see if I can actually find the concept somewhere inside my head when needed. So I'm gonna do a past exam, no looking at answers, and see how much I can do. Every time I get stressed, I just write out what I have to do. I say this all the time, but like writing to-do lists just keeps me sane, or else there's so many things going on in my head. I would rather empty it onto paper if I can. Time to do more practice. All of my midterms are always at 9 a.m. so I should never go to bed past like 2 a.m. the night before, because I will be so tired tomorrow, and I have a full day of events tomorrow. I have classes, I have tutorials, I'm hosting a workshop for a bunch of students, and I have 3 meetings at night. And on top of that, I have to do readings before my philosophy lecture and start on that paper as soon as I can. Anyways, that's just me ranting. I'm gonna focus on my exam for the next 2 hours, go to bed, write the exam, and then worry about everything else. What's keeping me pushing is that our spring semester break reading week starts the end of this week. That is the light at the end of the tunnel, and I can see it. It's approaching nearer by every second. I did make myself a cup of coffee at like 9 p.m. because I got tired and I knew I was staying up. I usually don't do that. I used to do that in first year, but I got so much better reducing my caffeine intake. I feel like my own ability to generate energy got restored after decreasing my daily coffee intake. Okay, back to studying. You've probably heard people say how joining extracurricular activities will make your college experience better. I agree with that, but I think only once the academics itself is under control. I think that there's so much pressure to do tons of things outside of classes now, like clubs, research, jobs, and sports, but I don't think we should be doing those activities just for the sake of doing them. I joined my extracurriculars because I love the people who are also in it. It brings me more value and satisfaction in life, and it's just a nice outlet for focusing on something besides school when there's time. This, of course, means I have so many more meetings and I'm busier now, but as long as you enjoy what you're doing, it's probably doing you good. Another outlet I have is going to the gym, but exercise can really be anything. Like, I play squash with my friends, we go skating when we have time, and even just regaining my ability to do cartwheels, is enough. It's like 8:20 right now. I just had my biomedical engineering practical. We were doing some measurements and data collection. It was kind of cool. And then we had a major mixer with all the upper years in my program for people who are in my year, second year, deciding which major they want to choose. And so I've been on the fence about whether I want to choose an AI major or a robotics major. And I'm still kind of unsure of what exactly I want to do. But for now, I'm leaning towards an AI major with a robotics minor. It'll be interesting to see what I end up choosing at the end of the day, at the end of the year. But major selection's hard. I already chose my program. Now I have to commit to a major, which is going to directly affect my future. Making major life decisions is hard, like whether that's you're in university or switching for a new job or deciding where you want to move to, like that's all really tough decisions. It's valid to face uncertainty and be like flip-flopping between two plausible choices. One method I definitely use all the time is making pro and con lists. Other more qualitative ways, I guess, is when you have two decisions. If you were very sure about your first decision, the second one wouldn't even be a possibility. Another way of thinking about it is if you were to go down each path, which one can you foresee yourself doing for the next 5-10 years, and which one do you think will bring you more happiness? I think that robotics is very cool. I think I would be more satisfied and more passionate about doing an AI major if I had to do it for 10 years instead of the 2, which really helped put perspective in my heart and head. So robotics minor is not out of the picture. I will be doing some detailed course planning and life planning to get that sorted out.
Backpacks, purses, and laptops, and jackets underneath the seat in front of you.